Okay, we're going to talk about reputation and expertise. And ultimately, the thing that we're trying to get at is why would you listen to one person instead of another person, right? What is it that that person knows that makes them worth listening to, right? What have they done that makes them worth listening to? And and the first thing to note is that there's multiple types of expertise. You can have professional expertise, right? The knowledge that you get from doing your job over a period of many years. You can have academic expertise, the knowledge that you get from applying the tools of your discipline, whether they be the tools of science or whether they be the tools of historical research. You can have writers or reporters' expertise. Now, writing a single article on a subject doesn't make you an expert, but there are writers and reporters who spend a year or more talking to all the relevant experts and trying to synthesize that understanding in a way that the public can benefit from it. And it's worth listening to them to get that synthesis. You can have indigenous expertise that is both passed down to you and lived, and you can have other types of lived expertise. So let's talk about expertise. And let's start with this guy. This guy is I don't know if it's Niels built, I don't know if it's Niels built, but it's claimed here. This looks like professional expertise to me. He's a Swedish defense and national security advisor. And so what we might want to do is first look and see if he has a Wikipedia page. And so we do a search on Wikipedia and we find that there is Niels built, but it's not him. We look at the picture, it's not him. Not only is this guy 69 years old, but he's former Prime Minister of Sweden. And my guess is if you're former Prime Minister of Sweden, the thing under your picture would say former Prime Minister of Sweden. Okay, so we can do the same techniques that we have used for other sources, companies, websites, when we look at people. We can go and see if he is a professional and he's a well-known professional in his field. Is there Google News on him? Is there any reporting where he speaks authoritatively about what he knows? And so let's plug that in and let's just go straight over to the news. Although I'm already seeing some stuff here, and we find in this case it doesn't appear that he has the expertise that he claimed. Right? It looks like there's a big mismatch as we sort through these articles. Now, that's what it looks like when it goes spectacularly wrong. What does it look like when it goes right? So here we have an expert named Randall Aki or Aki, I'm not sure. And it's in an article that's about what happens when you give families money. What happens to the outcomes of the kids? You just give them some cash. He has run this study that says amazing things happen. In this case, we're probably looking for academic experience. By the same token, we might just start with a Google search. We might go to Google News and see what we can find out about him. We'll find that he's a member of, he seems to be a fellow at the Brookings Institution, which is a think tank. That's a place where there are usually a lot of researchers. That makes sense. You might want to learn a little more about Brookings, what Brookings does, but I can tell you they're fairly credible. Think tank. What we want to do with researchers, though, is look at how other people in their field view their work. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to look at something like Google Scholar, right? So if we just type Scholar over here, it should trigger a link and then click all, should trigger a link to Google Scholar citations. And what we want to see is what we see here. This looks pretty credible. He has done research in this specific area. It has been cited by a load of people, 191 people here. And it's not a race. It's not like 191 is like, two better than 189. But you can see he has a history of working on these subjects and that he has a lot of citations from other people in his field that think his work is worth talking about. You can also see up here that he has a position as an assistant professor of public policy at UCLA in development economics and labor economics, which again is the area that we're looking for the expertise in. So I hate to stop here, but here's what we're trying to get you to do. Think about the type of expertise the person is proposing that they have, and then use tools like Google Scholar, Google News, Wikipedia to see whether that type of expertise is exhibited in what you find.